Her name was Grace. Her name was Grace, but she never thought it fit. It sounded far too gentle for a life so full of grit. She was the strong one, the doer, the fixer, the glue, always showing up for others, but herself barely making it through. Grace wore strength like an armor. She smiled through the ache. She measured her value by things that were so fake. She said, grace is for the holy, grace is for the pure. I am none of that. But she was. She was just insecure. But His grace isn't timid. God's grace is free. It's a wonderful gift for you and for me. Grace doesn't flinch at the mess from your past. It wraps you in mercy and holds you fast. And in one sacred moment, with no crowd, no applause, she dropped all the striving and stood gazing at her flaws. She heard heaven whisper, "My child, let it be. You don't need to hustle to be chosen by me." The flaws seemed to vanish right before her eyes because His grace made her the most valuable prize. That's when grace met grace. Not the name, but the gift. And so many heavy things began to lift. And I hope that you realize that you are grace too. Although you may not see it yet, grace lives in you. In your trying and failing, in your coming undone, in the way you keep going, waiting for the healing to come, in the mirror you avoid, in the nights full of ache, in the prayers you whisper while your hands start to shake. So let this truth sink deep. Grace is not a gift that you missed. Grace is your birthright, wrapped in heaven's kiss. And here's another truth that must get through. Not only is God's grace sufficient for you, you, grace, are sufficient too. You're enough in the waiting, enough in the mess, enough when you're doubting, enough under stress. You don't need to perform. You don't need to be more. Grace already opened the once closed door. So lift up your chin. Let tears fall like rain. They're washing the wounds, removing the shame. You're not just surviving, you're rising, you're new. The world may not see it, but it's absolutely true. You're the echo of mercy, a poem being penned, a story called Grace, where divine love wins. So stand in the stillness, breathe in the light. You've battled through darkness. Now here comes your rights. The right to be cherished, to rest and to heal, to trust in a love that's more steady than still. Let shame lose its grip. Let fear fade away, for God's grace covers you every step of the way.